Hello everyone. My name is Arya, and today I'll be presenting this next section of the presentation of our group. My presentation consists of explaining the system development and the conclusion. So we'll start with the system development first. We will take a look first at the game environment. So the game has three separate scenes or environments, which are the start room, this one here, the main level map, which is here, and the game over room, which is here. So to move between scenes, you must fulfill certain conditions. So you can move from the start room to the main level to the game over if you fulfill a certain condition, in which I will explain later on. So next we'll look at the whole module diagram. So the game has three main modules and several sub-modules. So the three main modules consist of user input, spawner, and game manager, which also consists of several sub-modules. So firstly, we'll take a look at the user input first. So user input has the shooting sub-modules. So the shooting sub-modules functions that you can hold the weapon by pressing the grip button on the controller, and while gripping, press trigger to shoot the weapon. You can also reload by pressing the B button on the right controller while holding the weapon. This sub-module is developed by using a mixture of built-in components and scripts to define the whole functionality. So in essence, you cannot shoot while not holding the weapon. So in order to shoot, you must have a weapon equipped. For the next sub-modules, we'll take a look at the movement sub-modules. So obviously, you can use the left joystick to move around the map. You can use the right joystick to look around. And we deliberately implemented you cannot jump, since we haven't implemented that yet. For the next sub-modules, we'll take a look at the pause. So you can press the Y button to pause. As you can see in the screenshot here, you can pause the game and freeze everything except the player hands. So it will freeze everything, including the zombies and the timer and everything else. The menu will show two different options. You can resume and quit to main menu, as shown in the picture here. For the next modules, we'll take a look at the spawner module, which consists of two separate almost similar sub-modules, which are the orb spawner and the zombie spawner. So for the orb spawner, the orb will spawn randomly around the player in a certain distance every 10 seconds, and each orb has a different effects. So for example, it has the restore health effects, it has an add time effects, and the double damage effects, and it will be gone after 15 seconds after spawn. So after the orb has spawned, it will be gone after 15 seconds if the player decide not to take the orb. And next is the zombie spawner. So for the zombie spawner, it will spawn randomly around the player in a certain distance every 10 seconds. So similar to the orb spawner, it will spawn randomly, but it will not despawn. Instead, it will randomly spawn walkers or runners variant of the zombies that will chase the player. So every 10 seconds, the module will randomly decide what to spawn. So for example, it will either spawn walkers or runners randomly. So this is the screenshots of the orbs and zombie spawner. So this red orb is the orb spawner, which contain the double damage effects, and behind the orbs we can see the zombies that will chase around the player around the map. Next, we'll take a look at the game manager modules. So firstly, the scene switcher sub-modules. So this module is in charge of switching between scenes if certain condition is fulfilled. For example, in order to move to the main map scenes, you must click the start button on the start room. And next, we'll take a look at the timer and the health sub-modules of the game manager. So for the timer, it will display the countdown of the remaining time until game over on the HUD of the player's left hand, and it will need to get orbs to add more time. For the health, it will display the remaining health of the player and will be reduced if he gets attacked by zombies. And next, we'll take a look at the screenshot of the HUD of the timer health and current score. So this is the health, this is the score, and this is the time left. So in order for you to get a game over, you must either get your health gets to zero by consistently zombies attacking you, or you don't have any more time left. If that happens, it will game over. Next, we'll take a look at the scoring system. So every time a zombie is killed, the player gets a point. Points will get accumulated until game over, and the final score will be displayed on the game over room, which is here. So in order for you to get to the game over room, you must either have a 0 time left or 0 HP or health left. So yeah. So we finally get to the conclusion. So our our group faced countless challenges. One of the most major and frustrating thing that we face is the countless technical and logical issues and bugs that we face. The second one is the lack of knowledge and experience in game development, followed by our group original vision of the game was too ambitious for a first experience, and we admit that it's a bit too advanced for first experience, but a good experience regardless. And lastly is the lack of resources regarding Pico, since we experienced that Pico doesn't have that many supported resources. For example, is the Pico Development Center. There's like a bug that which you can connect the Pico headset to the software, but it says it's like abnormal activity or abnormal connection or something, and it still hasn't been fixed by Pico. And this doesn't happens to only our group, but other group that has Pico. So yeah. So the next section will be the prototype demo that will be performed by my friend Anas. So yeah.